You're tuned in to Paranormal TV Network, and you're listening to Haunted Moments, and I'm your host, Reverend Dr. Theresa F. Koch. The magnificent Grand Canyon of northern Arizona has been a place of mystery since the Spanish explorers first looked down from the rim at the Colorado River far below. Filled with mystery, it also has a history of ghostly occupants. Bessie Hyde is just one of these famous ghosts. Emery and Ellsworth Kolb were the foremost photographers of the Grand Canyon in their time. Between 1901 and 1941, they captured the magnificence of the canyon in a way no one has done before or since. The Kolbs literally moved on to the rim of the canyon to photograph the area. Constructing a combination of a home and a studio into the side of a cliff, they posted a sign outside that said, "Bright Angel Toll Road, riding animals, pack animals, loose animals, $1 each." By 1928, a steady stream of tourists were handing dollars over to the Kolbs for the privilege of straddling a burro from a nearby stable and heading down into the canyon. In November 1928, a young couple named Glenn and Bessie Hyde, who came knocking at the studio door, having hiked up the canyon from down below, they introduced themselves to the Kolbs and explained that they were honeymooners who had spent the past 26 days rafting on the treacherous Colorado below. They asked the Kolbs to take their photographs standing on the rim of the canyon. They would be back to get the photo after their trip. After doing so, Emery Kolb asked them about their boat, and they explained that they had built it themselves in Idaho, and they planned to navigate the canyon with it. Despite the rapids, they did not have life preservers or anything to save them in case of going overboard. Kolb was shocked and warned against such foolhardiness. Glenn Hyde laughed off the warnings, but Kolb could see that Bessie was a bit nervous about the journey ahead. He told himself that the girl did not want to go back on that river. As the couple departed to depart, the Kolb's daughter Emily came out of the studio to greet the young couple. Emily was very neatly dressed, and Bessie Hyde took one look at her own weary clothing and then spoke out loud. "I wonder if I shall ever wear pretty shoes again," she said. Then she turned and followed her husband down Bright Angel Trail. That night was November 16th, and none of the Kolbs slept very well. Worried about the haunted young woman named Bessie Hyde, both Emery and Emily kept thinking about the girl's parting words. By early December, there was still no sign of the Hydes. Finally, Kolb initiated a search in the area, which included a small plane that flew down through the inner gorge of the canyon. This was the first time that such a flight had been attempted. The pilot spotted the Hydes' boat snagged in the rocks of the river. Emery Kolb joined the rescue party and hiked down from the rim. When they reached the boat, they found everything packed and secure. The food, clothing, and even the couple's books were all neatly put into place. All that was missing were the Hydes. The search party combed the area, but they were nowhere to be found. If they had made it down the river, Bessie would have been the first woman to successfully have navigated the canyon. As it was, she had disappeared, vanished without a trace. Even after all these years, no trace of the Hydes has ever been found. This haunting mystery has remained unsolved for more than 7 decades. Sadly, Bessie would never have the chance to wear those pretty shoes again. Since that time, she has been seen by staff members and visitors alike. She has been seen by many employees on the North Kaibab Trail and is wearing a white robe with small flowers on it. She always has a scarf over her head, and startled forest rangers even looked up one day to see her standing in the doorway to his quarters. She may not be the only ghost here. Some workers believe there are phantom children who haunt the park. They claim to have seen them playing on the swings and merry-go-rounds before abruptly vanishing without a trace. Playground equipment has since been torn down, but the voices and happy cries of the children still go on to this day. This is Paranormal TV Network, and you've been listening to Haunted Moments. I'm your host, Reverend Dr. Theresa F. Koch.